With the release of the weaponized Kanata, there have been a lot of opinions thrown around about it being trash. We all have our opinions on vehicles, but the stats don't lie. I, for one, wasn't hyped on its release because, in my opinion, other than speed, it isn't any better than my OG Buzzard. I would argue the Buzzard is king if you're a casual player, and this video is going to be about practicality. Before I even get into this, I just want to be clear, this is about the everyday use of your heli as a casual player, meaning you play with friends sometimes, or sometimes you play solo. This video isn't for PvP or public lobbies. I'm talking about the casual players who rarely go into public lobbies but have friends they like to do missions with from time to time. Yes, I'm aware of the much better helicopters like the Hunter, the Akula, and such, but let's be real. We know where all of these badass, bomb-dropping, griefer-busting, RPG-taking machines of destructions are, for all you casual players like me, in your hangar, collecting dust. And if your hangar is full of dusty flying machines of destruction you never use, with the release of the new Kanata, you may have to sell one of your dusty, unused flying machines to make room. And some might say the Kanata, including me, is a vehicle not worth the slot. For instance, if you had to choose between a slot for your Buzzard or a slot for the Kanata, which would you sell? Think about it. Would you sell your Buzzard? Nah, son, you wouldn't, be honest. There are a number of creators who have made videos reviewing the Kanata, so I won't go too deep into it, but I wanted to give my opinion about what kind of vehicles are useful for what type of player and hopefully save you some of your hard-earned cash. I get it, having the latest and greatest first is a flex, no doubt. But if you don't have the millions to spend on the latest and greatest and are trying to make the best buying decisions with your hard-earned millions, maybe waiting until the latest, and in the case of the Kanata, not the greatest, is on sale, might be your best option if you even buy it at all. I have to admit, like many of you, I was hoping that Kanata would be an upgrade to the Buzzard and that you'd be able to call it in like the Sparrow or the Buzzard. In fact, I'm not sure why we can't spawn in all of our helicopters that we spend millions on through our CEO or even through the list of available helicopters at our agency. Why aren't the helis we spend millions on not on this list? How difficult would it be to add an animation of each of these helicopters taking off from the top of our agency? I would even pay the extra $200. Instead, we have to go to the nearest spawnable location, which could be blocks away. And if you're in the middle of a mission, it can get you shot or arrested. And then there's the Sparrow, the solo player's go-to heli. Yes, this helicopter is fast with a top speed of 168 miles per hour, and you can spam its missiles, but I find the handling is where this helicopter suffers. It is small and nimble, but I have just as easy a time landing the Buzzard just about anywhere I can land a Sparrow. The Buzzard is a bit slower with a top speed of 145 miles per hour, but it is a heavier vehicle which can carry 4 players. Put into perspective, the Sparrow will only save you a handful of seconds when flying across the map, but the slightly slower speed of the Buzzard, in my opinion, is worth the sacrifice. Better that than not being able to pick up your friends, or in crime terms, 3 more guns, as opposed to the Sparrow or Kanata, which can only seat 2 people, including the pilot. You never know when or where you will need those extra seats for what mission when playing with your friends, and we all know herding your friends or crew into a getaway vehicle can get complicated.
Get to the chopper!
With a Buzzard spawning right next to you, your friends will know the exact point of the group's getaway vehicle simply by knowing your location. Also, if you're a newer player, in order to get the Sparrow, you need to buy the Kanata, which will cost you $2.2 million upfront, plus the $1.8 million for the Sparrow, totaling $4 million as opposed to the $1.8 for the Buzzard. Money you can easily earn doing DAX missions or other beginner tier missions without an extra $2 million paywall. But even with that paywall, the Sparrow plus the Kanata is still only $700,000 more than the Kanata by itself, and you can make your money back quickly with the Kanata and Sparrow by grinding the Cayo Perico heist. As far as weapons go, the Buzzard arguably has the best machine guns on a helicopter in the game, even better than the Sparrow. It can even take more bullets from NPCs than the Sparrow or Kanata, and again, its machine guns are even better than some of the larger vehicles like my favorite Fortress in the Sky, the Avenger. The one drawback with the Buzzard is the wait time between missiles. However, with a good lock-on and positioning, 2 missiles for each target should do the trick, even with the 2 to 3 second delay between firing them. Spamming rockets is fun to watch things go boom, but unnecessary. Don't get me wrong, I still use a Sparrow from time to time. However, I'm the type of player who forgets to put their toys away. My other problem with the Sparrow is the 2-minute cooldown if you don't return it to the Kanata, or it's destroyed when you try to call it in again from another location. The last thing I have time to do is worry about what happens to my heli or if I put it away during a mission.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
The Buzzard never lets me down. Even if I blow it up or leave it somewhere, it always spawns right next to me when I call it. Now, I would say if you're a public lobby player, I would suggest an Akula or a Hunter heli. Even an Avenger with its heli-like handling and capabilities is a good buy due to the armor, weapons, and stealth. But again, this is just my opinion, and if you're like me and only want to spend your money on practical and useful vehicles, get the Buzzard first, then buy one good public lobby chopper with good defenses and weaponry until you're a baller and can buy unpractical vehicles just to put a dent into the digital numbers in the top right-hand corner of your screen. For me, the new Kanata is a hard pass. I did not or will not be buying this helicopter until it goes on sale, and even then, hangar slots are precious, and personally I plan on filling them with vehicles I can get my money back with. As a mid-tier player, I have to watch every penny I spend. And in my opinion, in practical terms, the OG Buzzard released in 2013 is still king. Let me know what your favorite heli is and why. What do you think of the new Kanata, and how does it compare to your favorite helicopter? Are you like me and can't wait until they give us a CEO spawnable and updated version of the Buzzard? Even a simple update to its missiles, making them as good as the Sparrow, in my opinion, would make the Buzzard the undisputed chopper for the casual money grinder who occasionally plays a game with their homies in invite-only or crew lobbies. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Shout out to Z-Man for helping me in the recording of this video and for doing his own stunts. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button, or if you would like to join our small but mighty community, subscribe. I stream GT online every weekend, and I would love to see you there. Peace.